What's up, y'all? We back again. Today we got a little quickie flow. Another one of these. This will be a true quickie, so we're gonna try to keep this under 20 minutes. And today we're working on aligning and inverting. So for this first align and invert class, I would recommend having practice your supported headstand several times. There's a few videos up with that as the focus of the practice. So you can go back to those and practice those a few times and maybe come back to this one. For this one, in under 20 minutes, we are going to get all the way into our inversion practice. So this is one of those great videos if you've only got 15, 20 minutes in the day, but you want to get a full movement flow. This would be a good practice for you. We'll start off in tabletop. Coming to hands and shins, we're going to jump right in. You don't need any props for this practice today, so you should be able to do this even if you were like at work and just had some space in your office or space in your spot at home where you just want to jump, roll your mat out, maybe no mat necessary, and get a quick 15, 20 minute practice in. Spread your fingers, push into the ground in your tabletop. Inhale to cow pose, reaching your chest forward, lifting your tailbone. Exhale, round your spine to cat pose. Inhale, reaching your chest forward, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round as you empty your lungs. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Two more. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Really draw the chest forward, pull the shoulders back. As you exhale to cat, push the ground away as you round. Come to a neutral spine on your inhale. And this time as you exhale, I want you to press your hips to the left and squeeze your left shoulder toward your left hip. Find a little C curve in your spine. So if you were looking at yourself from the ceiling looking down, your spine will be making a C right now. It would be a backward C. Inhale through center, lengthening your chest forward. Exhale, squeeze your right shoulder towards your right hip as you press your hips to the right. So notice that your hips aren't going the opposite direction of your shoulder, but they're squeezing together to get that crunch on your right side right now. Inhale through the center, lengthen out. Exhale, squeeze to the left. Left shoulder and left hip squeeze together. Inhale through center. Exhale, squeeze to the right. Feel the right side of your abs squeeze. Inhale, center. Exhale one more time to the left. Maybe try to look and see your left hip this time. Inhale through center. Exhale, squeeze to the right. Maybe look over your right shoulder, trying to see your right hip. Inhale through center. Keep pressing the ground away with your hands. And exhale completely. On your next inhale, lift your right arm out to the right and up towards the ceiling, opening your chest to the ceiling. Exhale, send your right arm under your left, threading the needle, bring your right shoulder down to the mat. You have options from here. You can take your left arm forward, take your left leg back, and keep turning your chest to the ceiling. The other option is you can take your left leg out to the left and your left arm behind your back and continue to turn your chest to the ceiling that way. So take a variation that makes sense for you, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever your body's calling for, whatever point in your day you're at. Wherever your arm has made it to, bring your left hand back under your left shoulder and your left knee back under your left hip. Inhale and unwind. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling one more time. Exhale, plant your right hand under your right shoulder. Inhale your left arm up to the ceiling, open your chest. Exhale, thread your left arm under your right, bringing your left shoulder onto the mat along with your left ear. Again, your right leg can go back as your right arm goes forward, or your right leg can go out to the right as your right arm comes behind your back. Wherever you land, take 2 breaths here, opening your chest to the ceiling. Use your exhale to twist a little more. Bring your right hand back under your shoulder. Right knee under your right hip. Inhale to unwind, lift your left arm. Exhale, plant your left hand back to tabletop. Beautifully done. Okay, right from your tabletop. Push the ground away. Squeeze your belly and ribs in away from the ground. Straighten your legs back behind you. High plank. Lower down to your forearms. Forearm plank. You're welcome to turn the palms down or interlace your fingers. Walk your elbows under your shoulders and push the ground away with your forearms as you squeeze your belly and ribs away from the floor. Nicely done. Squeeze your elbows towards one another and push the ground away. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your legs together. Feel the squeeze and burn in your core a little bit. As you get that heat, breathe deep. On your next exhale, lower your hips down to the mat. Plant your hands. Drag the elbows back as you draw your heart forward in Sphinx pose. Just taking a breath or two here, keeping your hips connected to the mat, keeping your core engaged, pulling your belly away from the floor. Okay, in your next breath, as you take your exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog, however you want. So up to one hand at a time, maybe taking a pause in child's pose and sitting back for a moment. But once you're ready, lift your hips up and back. Press your chest towards your thighs. Downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide. Push into your fingertips. Bend your knees as much as you need to for your hips to lift. And squeeze your belly and ribs towards your spine. Once you're settled in your down dog, inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. And squeeze your glute to lift the leg higher, but keep pushing out through your heel to keep the leg straight. Inhale one more time. Exhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Squeeze your core in, and then step your foot in between your hands. Spin your left heel down to the mat. Turn 90 degrees so the toes now point to the left. Bring your right elbow on top of your right knee. Inhale, sweep your left arm up, forward alongside your left ear, turning your chest over to the left. You can take your gaze up to the ceiling, but push evenly into both feet. So your left foot has to really push into the pinky toe side so that some of the weight comes on the back foot. And reaching up and out through your left fingertips. Take that left arm and inhale to stand up to warrior two. Arms reach wide. Legs stay the same. Maybe your stance gets a little wider, if anything. Let the hips work. Look at your right knee. Press it out to the right until you can see your big toe. Push into the pinky toe side of your left foot. Squeeze your core in. Drop your tailbone down. Maybe bend your right knee more. Beautifully done. Okay, from here, inhale to straighten your legs. Step your left foot. You're going to step it closer to your right foot and turn the toes forward. Inhale, lift your arms up, reach back. Exhale, forward fold over your right leg, pyramid pose. Keep the legs straight. You can even bring your right thumb into your right hip crease and push your right hip back as you inhale to reach your chest forward and exhale to fold to go a little deeper in your pyramid. Plant both hands, bend your front knee, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Keep the leg straight, squeeze your glute, lift the heel a little higher, closer to the ceiling. Keep your core engaged. On your next exhale, pull your left knee into your chest, squeeze your core, and then step your left foot in between your hands. Spin your back heel down 90 degrees once again. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. Inhale, sweep your right arm up alongside your ear until the fingertips point at a diagonal forward. Chest is facing towards the ceiling, open up to the right. Both feet are evenly pressing down. Now keep your core engaged. Inhale, reach up with the right arm, bring your torso up to warrior two. Look down at your left knee, press the left knee out to the left until you see your big toe. Keep pushing into the pinky toe side of your back foot. Core in, tailbone down. Maybe the stance gets wider as you bend your left knee deeper. Beautifully done. Now breathe here. We're almost into the spicy part. Straighten the legs. Step your right foot forward, turn the toes forward, setting up for pyramid. Inhale, lift your arms up and back. Exhale, fold over your legs, pyramid pose. Left thumb can come to the left hip crease As you press the hip crease back, inhale your chest forward. Exhale, fold over your left leg. With your next exhale, step your right foot forward and fold over your legs. From this position, bend your knees until you can plant your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Now here's an awesome time to take a child's pose. So you might just lower down to your knees, boom, boom, sit it back, give the forehead a rest, and just take a breath on your shoulders, your core, let everything like catch up with you while you prepare to get into your headstand. If you feel good and you're like, hey, Marcus, I'm ready to roll, right from down dog, we're gonna lower one forearm at a time or both at the same time. So we can go one, or we could go a little more challenge. And then from there, walk your elbows in so they're under your shoulders, interlace your fingers. If you feel good here, try one dolphin dog push-up. So press your chest towards your thighs, and on an inhale, take your chin forward, tap your hands or tap the mat in front of your hands. Exhale, press your chest back towards your thighs. Lower down to your knees. Sit back to child's pose one more time. So if you didn't take a break earlier, a moment ago, here's your break. Notice what that dolphin dog push-up felt like today. If it felt super solid, maybe you're ready to invert and go all the way upside down into your headstand. If not, maybe today's different. Maybe today you just work on dolphin dog or dolphin dog push-ups. So you're welcome to either do push-ups during this hold or hold your dolphin dog while we hold headstand. Those of us who are ready, roll up. Set up for your headstand, interlacing your fingers, plant your forearms down, elbows together close under your shoulders. So you don't want them touching, but you don't want them super wide. You want them under your shoulders. Draw your chin to your chest, place the very top of your head on the mat, and bring the back of your head to be clasped by your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, lift your knees. Walk your feet forward, squeeze your core, bring one knee into your chest if you're going into your headstand. Pull the other knee in, starting off in a tucked headstand, and then begin to straighten your legs. Once you're here, squeeze the legs together like they were one thick leg. Keep drawing your belly and ribs in towards your spine, and gently squeeze your butt to remove the crease in your hips. Now as you work on balance, we'll be here for about a minute. If you're in your dolphin dog or doing dolphin dog push-ups, keep breathing. If you're holding, you can apply all the same principles. Squeeze your core, squeeze your legs together, push the ground away with your forearms. And if you're in that dynamic dolphin dog push-up, you can keep that container of those cues while you move through your push-ups. Now, if your body is asking for a rest from your headstand, you come down when you're ready. We'll be here for about another 15 to 20 seconds. And you have the option to start coming down whenever you need to. In your next breath or two, maybe one leg at a time, maybe they both come together. Lower your legs. Find child's pose, reach your arms forward, and let your forehead rest on your mat. This is usually when I find that all the phlegm in my sinuses wants to come out. So if you need to take a moment, pause the video, go do a little clearance. I might do the same. But once you come back, make sure you come back to child's pose and take a moment to just rest and relax here. Walk your hands over to the right. Press your hips to the left. Breathe into your left side. One deep breath in. And one deep breath out. Walk your hands through center and over to the left. Press your hips to the right. One deep breath into your right side. And a deep breath out. Walk your hands through center. Roll yourself up to a comfortable seat. From here, we're just going to finish the traditional headstand sequence. So you might want to grab a blanket or just take your mat from the back edge and roll it over about a third of the way down. This will give you a nice cushion. We're gonna do a shoulder stand and plow pose. Again, shoulder stand if it's like not in the wheelhouse. Another tip, grab a block. You're gonna lie down. Shoulders are on the folded edge of the mat, but not at the end. You want about 1 inch of space, but your head is on the floor, off the sticky mat. From here, take a block under your low back. With the block there, it's a little easier once you plant your elbows to rock your legs up and over behind you. So come here to plow pose first, move your block. And if your feet don't quite touch the ground, you can place a block under your feet where they'll be, or keep your hands on your low back for support. Once you get here, wiggle the elbows in close to you and option to lift one or both legs up. Shoulder stand. Squeeze your butt to reduce the crease at your hips. Squeeze your legs together so that they work together to balance. Just here for about 3 more breaths. And when you're ready to come out, come back to plow pose where we just came from. So slowly take the legs back behind you. If the feet reach the ground, fine. If not, keep the hands on the low back for support and just breathe into your back as you slowly roll back onto it. Roll the legs back out in front of you. You can sit up for a moment to unroll your mat. Once you've unrolled the yoga mat, one more pose before we finish up. Take your arms and you're going to try to sneak them under you, like if somebody was taking a picture of you from the ceiling, you'd be hiding them. And once you get your arms under you, legs go out in front, squeeze the elbows in towards one another, and then push your elbows into the ground to lift your chest and head up. Looking at your toes first, and then gently, with control, lower your head back until the top of your head comes somewhere close to or onto the mat. Keep pressing into your elbows and forearms to lift your chest. So we're in a back bend here. Fish pose. Breathe into your chest. Option to lift the legs. It's a lot on the hip flexors, so pay attention and make sure you can still breathe. When you're ready, lower your legs. Pull your chin to your chest, looking at your feet, and then relaxing down onto your back. Once you release your arms from under you, just bend your knees, take your feet wide, and give a couple windshield wipers to each side. Knees lower to the right and to the left. Slow down your breath. And when you're ready, just straighten your legs out in front of you. Rest your arms at your sides with your palms up. And take a moment for Shavasana. Take a moment to rest. Take a moment before you re-enter the rest of your day to allow the effects of your practice, this time that you've carved out, to set. Let yourself actually feel and experience the benefits of practice and not just the routine of showing up for it. Now, if your day is calling to you, take one more deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and let it go. Leaving the first part of your day behind so that you can be present with the rest of your day. Find some small movements in your hands and feet, and as you're ready, just make your way up to a comfortable seat, nice and slowly. And from your comfortable seat, you're welcome to bring your hands together at your heart center. Sitting up tall, let's take one more breath together before we re-enter our day. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Thank you all for sharing the time that you had today, your energy, and your practice. Namaste. Well, y'all, hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that's something that you can fit into those days that are a little too chaotic to get a full practice. I understand, because I have those days truly. Like, this is a perfect example of something that I would put together for myself on a day that I don't have too much time. So if this is helpful, leave me some feedback, drop me a comment, send me an email. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.